University and Campoli Court. Mike Hurd and Jeff Henson here tonight. The OAC Game of the Week brings the 4-13 Polar Bears as the hosts, still looking for their first conference win of the year. The second time around, they'll take on the 10-6 Wilmington Quakers, who sit at 6-4 right now. Coming into tonight, and Jeff, it's a big thing for Ohio Northern in this game. They're on a 5-game skid. They want to try to reverse that. Great crowd, bands here. They're ready to go.
Yeah, it'd be a perfect night to do just that. They need to get a win. They've been winless this whole calendar year. Last win was the end of December. And they've been competitive in some games. And a couple games ago, lost in overtime to a very good Marietta team. Here at home, got smoked. Then at home against Capital. But boy, a good night tonight to get a win against a team that they were competitive against. Beginning of the year, didn't play very well the second half of that game. Have to take care of the basketball, but like you said, they need a win, get a W in that OAC column and play with some pride.
Wilmington coming off of an 86-84 loss at Mount Union on Friday, a game that was moved up because of the storm and Mother Nature. Mount Union got out in the last 10 seconds of that game, scored 5 points to take it away. That's pretty much typical of what they've done, but Wilmington's going to try to reverse that. 12th-year head coach Casey Hunt, the second winningest and second longest tenured coach at this school, and he wants this win tonight. It's about getting on track for these two teams.
It is. They're 4-1 in their last 5 games. They've played very well. They're kind of opposite like what Ohio Northern was the past few years. They've now beginning to build some wins and get some good seasons back-to-back. And finish in that top half of the OAC, as you see there, and so it's a bit of a turnaround for Wilmington. They've had some rebuilding years, and Coach Hunt has done just that. He's got his team up near the top, and a win here at Ohio Northern on the road would be a good win for his ball club.
Getting ready for the national anthem. We've got the keys to the game coming up as well. And this is going to be an interesting contest as Wilmington comes to town to take on the Ohio Northern Polar Bears here at Campoli Court. The band is in the house, and they are ready for the national anthem. They are always a treat when we're able to come here to Ada.
Dr. Bates does a nice job with that pep band and even participates at times himself. Nice attribute here at Ada, Ohio.
So we'll take a listen to the national anthem, and we'll give you the keys and the starters coming up here in Ada. Teams get ready to go. You see there a look inside the huddle for Wilmington as they get ready to bring out their starting lineup. We'll take a look at tonight's keys to the game for the visiting Wilmington Quakers. They come in on the year, and their coaches, I talked to them about this earlier, rebounding is a big thing. A team at 37 rebounds a game, if they can control the rebounding battle against Northern, they can likely have themselves a big game. They also kind of different to that. They want to get out in transition. They want to play fast. The pacing, a team that averages 80 points a game, also has to value their possessions, make the most of what coaches will refer to as plus possessions, come away with more positives than negatives.
Very well said. You know, you talk about possessions and rebounding. You may not shoot a great percentage, but if you can get multiple looks at the basket on your offensive end and come away with points, that's the bottom line. It doesn't matter whether you shoot 45% or 54%. It's did you score that possession. These games are too competitive to give stuff away and expect to try to be competitive by doing that.
Taking a look at the keys of the game for Ohio Northern University. Coach Bensman said one big thing that he wants his team to be able to do tonight is to handle the full court pressure that Wilmington is going to bring at them, both in the full court and in the half court, of trying to negate Wilmington's speed. And kind of to that point, he wants to be able to guard the half court effectively and make some shots. He was very adamant about making shots because he's had a couple of games this year for his team where they've shot 20% or under.
And probably lost those games, I'll guarantee it. Now, I talked about handling the pressure. The first meeting of this matchup between these two games, Ohio Northern ahead at halftime, outscored by 11 or so in the second half. They shot, I believe, 58% for the game. Lost. They had 27 turnovers. Wilmington, I believe, had 7 points off turnovers, something like 24-3. So your values of possessions that we talked about. You've got to score when you have the ball. You can't score if you're throwing it away. That's been Achilles' heel for the Polar Bears this year. A lot of turnovers, and usually those turnovers result in easy transition baskets for the enemy.
Wilmington got the first matchup 93-84 at home. As we take a look at the starting lineup for the Ohio Northern Polar Bears, they have got Austin Allmeyer out of Elida in his 56th game, played his 35th start. The 6'2" junior guard. Here you see Daniel Unruh, he's a good one, a 6'2" freshman, the business major, averaging 7 points a game, making his 18th start. And it's about trusting your youth. Daniel Donner making his 25th career start. He's a 6'7" senior on the forward. We've got Ty Staten, a 6'2" guard, and the big guy, the D3 Hoops second-team All-American and last year's OAC Player of the Year, Marion Locals Ryan Bruns at 21. On the other side for Coach Casey Hunt in his 12th year, the Ohio State alum will start Kevin Lewis in the backcourt, a 5'11" senior shooting 82% from the line. Abdul Kanu, the forward, is wearing number 5. Got B.J. Hamilton, a guard who actually started his college career at Westminster College, wearing 20, playing forward tonight. And the big guy you're going to hear a lot about is Deshaun Jackson. Out of Springfield, Ohio, the 6'2" junior at 17 points a game, alongside a 4-year high school starter in Peyton Smith, who got a Cincinnati's Purcell Marion as the ball in the air and won by Wilmington. You see in the greens. It's a sharp kit, but it's also a very bright kit here early as they get that difference in the hunter green and the electric green on the numbers. It's going to work quickly, trying to find some kind of seam underneath was Kevin Lewis. On the bump, Bronze pinned it against the backboard, but got called for the goaltend.
Maybe not a bad attempt anyways. It's a points for Wilmington, but again, he's a leading shot blocker all time here at Ohio Northern. Leads the OAC with 39. I think he sets a tone that when you're going to go inside, guys, make sure you know I'm there to protect and defend. Yeah, he gave him that one, but make sure they know that there's someone going to be contesting those inside shots.
And the SID here, and Tim Glahn does a terrific job of pointing out all the things that Bruns is doing. He's 5th all-time in scoring, as that was a good attempt for Northern from Ty State and the guard out of Proctorville Fairland High School.
Able to penetrate, get a floater, didn't drop.
And the reversal, just a smart move by Deshaun Jackson. Played for all 4 years of his varsity for Isaiah Carson, who's a terrific coach down at Springfield High School. He'll go to the free throw line for the first time, where he shoots almost 70% on the season. He's a young man that he can get from end to end in a hurry off the back of the rim.
You mentioned the pace. They like to get out and go, and you mentioned he also played at Owens Community College and Edison, I believe.
He's barely been around a little bit.
Yes, he's traveled and makes his 1 of 2 free throws. Mentioned his 70% free throw shooting, right at his team average as well. The Quakers shoot right at 70%.
And it's been a couple of times this year where teams have tried to get into a free throw game with them late and have come out on the wrong side. Feed inside to Bruns, up off the glass for 2. He now just broke a tie, by the way. That's his 1,508th point. Pat Kester, he used to be tied with. Sorry, Pat.
Yep, now all alone, and if the averages, if you will, pan out, Bruns probably can come up to, I think, 4th all-time, but still a nice career for Bruns out of Marion Local.
There you see the speed for Kevin Lewis, and a ball not many times you see off of 4 different Polar Bears.
Oh my, tough break for the Polar Bears, and I think the cardinal sin is never save the ball into the enemy's basket. Ohio Northern trying to do that. They tap it back, and no one there to pick it up. Easy bucket for the Quakers.
Well, I think it was Ty State in the first one that went off the back of his heel.
Foot, yes.
He just never really saw it as he'll try to get going. He slips on the Polar Bear logo. This team, or both these teams, already playing fast here through the first 2 minutes. Staten had it stripped right out of the back of his hands, and here comes and there goes Jackson.
Jackson with a nice heads-up play, getting the strip, and then instantly down the court.
Wilmington is just controlling the pace of this game right now. We talked about it earlier on. Obviously, it's one of the keys coming into this game. Wilmington wants to play fast. They sit at 10-6 on the year, 6-4 in the OAC. But man, I tell you what, this is the first time I've seen them. They can get up and down the floor in a hurry, and that's just a matter of Northern getting caught kind of out of sorts.
And they've gotten multiple looks here. You even go back to the opportunity where it went off the Polar Bears. That's a second chance bucket here. They get second chance opportunities. They missed another free throw, though, break for the Polar Bears. But you talk about the rebounding. It's crash and rebound and attack, and they've been doing that again, having a nice season, and they've had an improvement in the past 3 or 4 seasons in their wins. So they're beginning again to try to be in that top echelon of that OAC conference and ultimately earn a home playoff game, home tournament game.
Northern trapped and a foul. I think it looked like they're going to get Kevin Lewis for it.
Mentioned the pressure and the turnovers. And fortunately for the Polar Bears this time, it is a foul. As you see, Coach Bentzman, as you said, in his 3rd season. Hasn't had many seasons quite like this. He's a head coach in high school for a number of years and such, but having to work extra hard and nice entry pass.
He didn't have many kids like that. Offensive rebounding the 3rd time is the charm for Donner out of Northmore High School. The civil engineering major able to get 2 on the board. Northern right back to within 2, despite the fact they're not playing well right now.
Well, they got some multiple looks as well at the iron. And Brunson missed a rare shot, misses rebound shot, and Donner there to put it back in. And although the field goal percentage will drop, the possession efficiency stays positive.
Wilmington, despite the fact Northern didn't box out.
Another opportunity.
Kick into the corner for 3. Too long. And, you talked a little bit about, obviously, about Coach Bentzman. 296 games and 18 years in high school as a coach at Cincinnati Reading High School.
State championship in that stretch as well.
Shot was blocked. The guy who blocked it wanted the basketball right back to into Peyton Smith. Opposite end shot for Noel Canu. He comes in averaging 8 points a game out of Columbus DeSales High School. The Bears have got to slow this down a little bit, I would think.
Well, it's tough to do with pressure in your face. Obviously, that's force you to move the ball, and the Quakers are quick recovering defensively.
Just a 3 offline for Allmeyer, who shot 36% from out there.
Outside shooting would help the Polar Bears if they can get some shots to drop. Offensive foul on the screen, illegal pick. Good call. You got to stay stationary, and I believe that time it goes against Peyton Smith, number 5, or Canu, I'm sorry. Yeah, Canu just moving a little bit too much, and good call by the official.
In will come Will Patrick, the 6'2 senior, who's actually made 26 starts and is appearing in his 92nd game at Wilmington. Not a starter tonight out of Pickerington Central High School. That is a terrific basketball school, if you don't know. Just 1 loss on the year. He's got a teammate that went to Pick North. Here's Bruns for 3. Not like the game winner his brother hit a couple of days ago. To give Marion Local a win over Cardinal Stritch. Bangs inside and
offensive foul.
2 straight possessions ending with offensive fouls. That was on the 6'7 senior in Donner.
Donner a little too aggressive. Picks up his first foul, 3rd team foul.
Jeffrey Mansfield into the game, the 6'2 freshman. Here you see just a little bit of that lower shoulder, and the official was able to get that offensive foul.
Well, Canu drew the foul on that end, committed the foul on the other end, so he made up for his play.
Evens out. Step back shot for Andrew Russell up and in.
Over Bruns. I believe it was Bruns or Donner, but nonetheless, a defender right in his face. Tough shot, no bank board, able to knock it down.
It's hard to miss Bruns. Not only the fact that he's 6'7 and he towers, but he's got these bright orange shoes on. Tried to set the screen for Allmeyer, who gets the shot up and in. He has really impressed me coming forward from where he was at Elida to where he is now as a junior at Ohio Northern.
Well, it's a there you
That's
see the
shoes.
Those are easy to pick out.
Allmeyer at the line, 68%, won't get it to go. Rebound, no box out, and a hard shot for Unruh.
It would have been nice there, it would have been a 4-point possession.
lead down to 4, or back to 4, depending on who you're looking at it. My goodness. That is from where I parked out in the parking lot.
Well, Russell knocked it down. He's 35% from three-point range, and that one, like I said, a couple steps behind the arc, so tough to defend them. You don't want to defend too far out, but well, he made him pay by hitting the long triple.
Unruh on the spin, back up to him. Allmeyer for 3, and he got it. Saw him do that in high school in this building. He's just continuing to torch that same net and brings his team back within 4. But Northern not having a lot of those plus possessions we talked about in the open.
Allmeyer, a pretty good three-point shooter at 36%, so they need those shots to drop. That'll open things up in the middle.
Should be on Ty State, and that'll be his first. Bears will make a substitution to bring in Caleb Bryan out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Montour High School. That's a hard one. I think
it looked like the offensive player did it first, and the Ohio Northern player reacted.
Different officials might call that different ways.
Yeah, maybe just the angle, and maybe he saw the arm extend.
Travel.
Tough play there. Andrew Russell trying to make the move. Just shuffled his feet before he got the ball down.
Not many times you get to travel in college games. And continued trap. 3 guys in the backcourt trying to take the ball away from Ohio Northern.
3 guys in the backcourt. Someone's open then elsewhere. You got to find that spacing to make it easy for your teammate to find you. Boy, a lot of activity against Bruns.
Just trying to use his height and down to the floor. Helped by Andrew Russell.
Pop up, big guy. Tough foul there. Russell kind of bumped him a little bit and hard foul to the ground.
Russell went to the same high school in Pittsburgh as Michael Keaton. And this is a big young man coming into the game right now.
6'7", 231 pounds.
Emmanuel Apku out of the Ivory Coast in Africa. Allmeyer for 3 again. A rebound almost right back into our laps. That one makes me nervous with all these big bodies.
Yeah, and they're going to go after the ball. Don't worry about us later.
Or not at all.
Well, like I said, that'll be their second thought. Protecting the basketball or saving it is their first objective.
What happened, Coach? You tried not to take out the guys at the table.
That'd be your best way to find a way to the bench.
First song, Bruns won't go. It is high school at the Rising Science Academy.
Yeah, not real sure much about Ivory Coast in Africa, about their Horizon Science. You know where that's located.
It's up north, isn't it?
I'm not for sure. I should have.
Pretty sure it's Cleveland.
Okay.
Allmeyer looking for, you can see the look on his face. He's got that killer instinct.
Nice step through.
His second time now where he'll get a chance to go to the line to complete a 3-point play. And that's just, he looks down in. He wants to take this 3. He looks down in and decides, I can get around that and get to the basket. So the timeout on the floor. Immediate timeout here. As you get a look at this replay, this is just split 2 defenders. Great left-handed shot up off the glass.
Yeah, drew the foul against Will Patrick. Again, just that quick step and drew the foul.
There you get a look at the way that this has gone. Field goal percentage is an interesting part of this game. The points per game, obviously, in Wilmington's favor at 80.3. Northern struggling, trying to get something going here during this 5-game losing streak. And by the way, Horizon Science Academy is in Cleveland.
It is.
It's weird that I actually knew that. But shout out the band, always doing a terrific job. Did a masterful job of the national anthem.
For Ohio Northern, you mentioned the home game tonight. They suffered a tough loss the other night. The Friday night game that was moved up from the Storm. His name escapes me. You should know it. Find out for me. But anyhow, a tough loss their last game, 49-102 against the number 20 ranked team Capital. And you know what's odd is a week before that they take number 10 Marietta here at Ada, Ohio into overtime. So it's a funny game. Ohio Northern the past couple years has been the getting it done team, if you will. They've been winning games, and even when they were winning last year and the years before, a lot of close games against OAC. I mean, you think, yeah, you're winning, but a lot of those games are decided by less than 10 points. And that's a couple trips down the court. We carry them to Ohio Northern. I've seen them play a lot. And it's tough to separate the good from the bad. It's like there's a lot of teams that are close, and it's a team at the end of the game that makes the positive play to wins the game, and it's all that matters. There's a lot of parity, if you will, in this league.
Polar Bears right now have trailed by as much as 7. They don't have a point off turnover. Wilmington put up 3 in that vein. Just interesting to see 5 of 10 from the field for Wilmington, 5 of 14 for Ohio Northern, but 1 of 5 from 3 for ONU.
Ohio Northern actually has more offensive rebounds. They have 5 offensive rebounds, and Wilmington with 3.
Allmeyer with a free throw, back rim, too strong.
Each team has missed some free throws here early in this game. That would have been a 3-point play. Ohio Northern missed their last free throw attempt and got the offensive rebound but couldn't score. It would have been a 4-point possession.
Northern 0 for 2, Wilmington 2 of 4.
Not good percentages, but a long way to go, and I expect to see more shots taken.
A long way to go, and shots taken. Will Patrick with a miss, rebound for Mansfield. The education major up off the glass for 2.
Second chance points again. They get it off the offensive rebound.
And there's just enough of this press against the Polar Bears that is bothering. It is Aaron Mullins this time defending Allmeyer on the basketball. Bruns will set the screen around to the free throw line all the way to the basket. Beautiful move for Unruh.
Nice move, and again, a high screen from Bruns, and Unruh used his speed to get around, attack the basket, more importantly, finish off the glass. Big bucket to keep the Polar Bears within 2.
Bruns with that backhanded stop to take it away from Apku.
Bruns very active. It is, and Bruns size-wise has to give up a little bit, but he gets the advantage with his footwork. Very quick and can make plays with his feet. Unruh has a shot blocked. Good play defensively by Wilmington.
Caleb Bryan set that screen to try to get him there. Unfortunately, I think the defenders just kind of hedged through it and went the other way. It's an offensive foul on the drive on Will Patrick.
Offensive foul is called. At first I thought maybe it'd be a travel. The foul goes against Will Patrick. That's a second quick foul. Take another look at it here. Just a little bit too much. And
you know, we've seen a couple of turnovers coming exactly off of those fouls so far. Northern will bring it back. Trying to slow it down a little bit, about halfway through this first half.
Wilmington almost
Allmeyer lost himself.
They force you to play quick. You mentioned they're trying to slow down, but with the double teams and such, they force you to go at it. And I think they're willing to give up a layup here or there because in the long run, Wilmington feels like we will wear you down and maybe make you make a mistake handling the basketball just like there. So the pressure defense, you know, who else? It's not much fun when you're trying to handle the ball and you have someone in your face. I mean, it's not Y ball where you can't defend past half court. You got them in your grill the whole trip down the court. Tough to run offense and survey the court with somebody in your face.
It's also kind of tough too for Northern. I talked to Coach Bensman for 3, banked in for Kevin Lewis. 4 high school letters as a high against 17 against Baldwin Wallace last year. He can score. But I talked to Coach Bensman earlier before this game, and you know, one thing that he talked about was what is kind of showing right now. We had 2 young men we expected to be starters and big contributors this year that we lost due to injury on our guard spots. So maybe we've got a little bit where we have some younger guys have to, what would be second-tier performers, so to speak, fill those big roles as it's more shots. Bruns had the rebound. 3 guys there in the green. They don't get it. And the basket for Caleb Bryan.
Well, good offensive stick back again by the Polar Bears, staying active on the offensive glass and taking advantage of those opportunities. So that's basically kept the Polar Bears in this thing so far.
Bruns with a rebound off the miss and the floater.
They mentioned those guys that they missed, and one of them, Brandon Wall, who was a great contributor as a freshman, ran the offense. And, you know, we just got done talking about how it's frustrating when you're handling the ball and you can't run your offense. And guys that were supposed to come in to give Brandon Wall relief are now running the show. So it's a big step up for those guys, but they're getting valuable experience. As Wilmington does a nice job breaking down the Ohio Northern defense.
Well, Bruns did such a terrific job on that block that it sort of redirected the defense from where they were set up. Everybody was spread out. And Wilmington was able to make them pay for it.
Aaron Mullins, the recipient, gets the high percentage shot.
Ball just lost for ONU as they try to work. Let's see what they do with Bruns here on this screen. Just enough of a shade for that 3. Offline for Unruh as he gets back and a ball into the table.
Allmeyer was bumped in the loose ball, but no call. Goes off his leg, so it'll be a Wilmington basketball.
substitutions for ONU. So bring in Colton Bachman the first time out of Piqua High School. 17 games played. He started a couple. A 6'4" sophomore. Holmeyer out front defending the basketball. Not a lot he could do there on that step back. Bears back on the offensive end as they bring in Sean Grady out of Eastlake North High School in Willowick. 8 games played, about a point a game. Kind of maybe one of those guys who's getting extra minutes with some of the guys out. Wanted to drop it underneath, a little step back, offline for Caleb Bryan. Went with a rebound. The fact that he was able to get that rebound is the big part of that.
Yeah, right spot, right time. You know, a lot of times if you shoot the ball as a shooter, you have an idea whether you think you've got a good touch on it or not. Whether or not that had anything to do with it or not, I don't know, but he was in the right place to get his own missed shot and, you know, put it back up and had to, for him, draw the foul, get 2 shots from the line.
Caleb Bryan, a 65% free throw shooter, knocks down his first. Let's take a look at the replay of the physicality on both teams. That's right at the end of it, and the argument from B.J. Hamilton. He's an honor roll kid. He's a smart kid. He's just wrong on that account. Second free throw good as well.
Polar Bears 69% as a team. Mentioned Wilmington at 70% from the free throw line.
Most importantly for the Bears, they're back within 3. Wilmington has done a terrific job of keeping Ohio Northern at arm's length and then pushing them off a cliff. Kevin Lewis with the basket.
Another slashing move to the basket.
Bears trying to work behind Kevin Austin out of Cincinnati's Winton Woods High School. The Winton Woods Warriors, I always love the 3 W's.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Rare, not many teams can say that. A frustration foul there called against Kevin Austin.
Right on cue. Talk about a school long enough, Coach Bensman doesn't seem all that happy about it. Winton Woods was supposed to play flying to the hoop this past weekend. They ended up getting a replacement opponent in Lebanon High School, also the Warriors. That made for an interesting day. So now back across the timeline. I love the green jerseys when you match them with those green shoes. Handful of guys, including Peyton Smith, now with the basketball. They're green on the outside, that electric green shoestring, and then a little bit of like white and gray on the inside.
Yeah, definitely. I saw it earlier. I thought he wore 2 different colors of shoes, but actually it was just
I hope we have a good shot of this in the replay. The only reason this ball goes out of bounds is because it hit Kevin Austin on top of the head. Let's see, just watch the end of this. Right there. He just happened to be standing out of bounds while that ball was in the air. That was a terrific shot on the camera.
And I believe they called the foul on Kevin Austin.
That's the worst part. Ball goes out of bounds on you, get hit in the head, and you still get the foul.
I take it back. No, the foul was his last one down here. So it was just out of bounds, like you said.
Will Patrick cans the jumper off the inbound play.
His first 2 points of the game.
That's just a mistake for ONU. Bachman had a guy wide open underneath the basket. Daniel Donner couldn't get it to him with 1 guy in front.
It's probably a smart pass that he didn't. I thought Donner, who was on his left block, maybe had a better chance of getting it. Hindsight's 20/20, but go to the other block, get the bounce pass, turn and score. But Wilmington did a nice job defending, kind of like playing keep away. He in the middle, if it was a high pass, he had a chance to get it. Couldn't get a bounce pass through, so able to stop the high percentage opportunities. But Ohio Northern still a chance here to score in this possession.
There you see the replay of where Bryan drew the foul. Now he goes and knocks down 4 straight from the line. The lead back to 5 as Peyton Smith is actually the all-time assist leader for Purcell Marion High School. Was a 4-year starter. The team MVP as a senior a couple of years ago. Into the corner, great pick for the shot for 3. Just offline, no box out. Smith with the rebound, 3 again. Not the second time on Sean for Will Patrick. And I believe, based on reaction, Ohio Northern is picking up now foul number 7.
Evidently, Sean Grady in the box out, a little bit too much displacement, if you will. It's a funny, kids will say, I'm just boxing out. You can box out, but that doesn't mean, and not saying that Grady did an excessive movement, but you're not allowed to push people away. That's a foul, and boxing out is holding your space and preventing your defender from pushing you forward in black and white terms. So 6th team foul against Ohio Northern, Wilmington with 8.
Polar Bears back out in transition behind Sean Grady and Kevin Austin. Now Now on the run back down through. ONU sitting at 69.4 points per game. They're giving up 77. The ball knocked back towards the ONU bench. And Coach Bensman bailed as quickly as possible. Smart move on his part.
Yeah, again, I'm sure the players going after the ball. If you can knock over a coach on the way, bonus points.
Well, he's been around long enough that he knew to get out of the way. See those big bodies coming in those bright green jerseys. Bears across the logo, looking for screen and roll. Nice late pass for 2.
Yeah, good move there by Grady. Held his own and went airborne, trusting that Donner would be there, and he was. So it turns out to be a nice assist and a good basket by Donner.
Donner, the senior, making his 25th start today. Up ahead, here comes ONU. Drop pass, looking for 3. Trying to quell the run, not able to get to it. Oh, shoot it.
That's a tough shot. Turn around, no one guarding you, but yet no bank board. Tough shot for Kevin Austin, but he makes it. Closest Ohio Northern's been in some time.
Now down to 1. Austin was so wide open, his brain had to be screaming, shoot it. And right back down to 3 on the feed inside to BJ Hamilton. He only averages 4 points a game, by the way. He's got his first 2. He's had a couple of really good opportunities.
Hamilton, 6'6", junior, just 4 points a game, but took advantage of that time with a high percentage shot off the glass.
Austin with a drop down to the baseline for Colton Bachman. And the former Piqua star will be fouled. The 6'4" sophomore. Now the media timeout. Ohio Northern trailing at 26-23. We'll take a look at this is what I was talking about Coach Bensman. Watch, he's pretty quick. Oh, quick sidestep. He just put his hands down. No, thank you. Please don't run me over. There's some big guys coming towards him right now. Ohio Northern shooting 9 of 24 from the field. They're 1 of 7 from 3. They've turned it over 4 times. Wilmington with 11 of 23. Next week, we travel south to Marietta, where it'll be the Capital Ladies in action. That's going to be a big one. A couple of local products for what we do normally. A couple of young ladies from St. Mary's will be down there, but that's the way the OAC is going to shake out on the women's side. That should be a game that helps decide the conference tournaments.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that we're already talking about that, but you look at even these 2 teams here, Ohio Northern kind of, in a tough spot, but Wilmington, this is a must game for them if they want to stay in that top 8, which if they win out, they could be. Boy, you'd love to get I believe the top 4 teams get home games if I understand all the flow of the tournament. So it's big to have a home game in the OAC tournament. And that's what right now Wilmington was kind of shooting for. And just started the second game of this round robin. They're going to play everyone in this league twice. So this is game number 2. So
yeah, at least 2. Yeah. What's crazy is you talk about home environments. Ohio Northern all-time 366 and 154 for the men's program in this building. It has been kind of a haven for them. A couple of years ago, they're removed from playing for a regular season title in the OAC. Just complete bad luck in terms of timely injuries, and the league got really good from top to bottom from every team this year.
And you come back, you have a target on your back a little bit. You're no longer the team that you can beat, if you will. Northern's had some good past couple years. Last year, very excellent. And so you become every team's kind of Super Bowl, if you will, or must beat team. And you beat them, you feel like you almost got an upset win. So
inbounded
uphill battle for the Polar Bears.
They just lost their 1,001st game in school history in their last game, where they got beat up by Capital. It was actually a game where they did not shoot well at all, trying to change that. The 3 from the left wing in and out for Donner. 3 on the other side, that was just short. Great box out. You don't get to say this enough, but that is a terrific run on the box out here for Colton Bachman. Put his body into the guy behind him and just said, there's no way you're getting this basketball. I don't care if I don't get it, but you're not going to get it. Yep. Into the double trap underneath right in front of the cameras. Allmeyer almost had it thrown away. He has to race into the left front court. Now he works just right here in front of us, waiting for the screen. Great ability to keep that basketball rolling. The feed inside to Bronze. Got fouled by 2 different guys on his take.
Nice entry pass from Sean Grady. It's a touch pass. You see that he's posting up, but obviously the backside helps. You can't lead him too much, so it's delicate. Get it over the first and in front of the second one, just timed nicely.
And hit right in the face,
obvious foul and chance for Bruns to get some free throws.
Offline, he's hit 333 from the line in his career. He's tied right now for 7th most all-time in Northern history.
That time kind of a quick release. There, he'll have to follow through a little bit longer. Good shot.
So 334 gives him 7th place all-time by himself. He's passed Pat Kester for 5th in the scoring race and Stan Reineke for 7th in the free throws.
Stan Reineke, a New Knoxville alumnus, a few years older than myself, was a good basketball player here for the Northern in the mid-'80s.
Well, I guess if you're going to have your record broken, why not have it by a guy from the MAC?
That's right.
Down to 5 minutes now on the step back. Little give and go right back to him. And that basket for Deshaun Jackson. He's a 17-point per game scorer.
Well, you can see why he can create his own shots. You can't be stationary to guard him. He creates space, and it's tough to defend because when you step out, he can go to the basket. If you don't, he can hit the jumper.
Allmeyer back over to the right side. Quick left hand.
Oh, he got fouled, maybe.
Shot should have gone for Donner. The rims are not his friend. Will Patrick with a cross. He's going to try to run through 3 different defenders and decides, at least a little bit for now, better of it. Jackson's looking to shoot it. He even put his hand down. Great move on the reverse, just too far underneath.
Yeah, just didn't get cleared from the rim. Had the right idea, used that rim as a friend, so that in this case Bruns can't block it, but just didn't get through it far enough. Could have been a lot of things there. Looks like some contact, but Deshaun Jackson playing good defense forces a Ohio Northern turnover. Good job by Jackson.
Sean Grady's arguing, you see there in the shot. He put his hand up to his face. You can judge this for yourself. I think it's the right call. He walks before he gets fouled, but he tried to explain to the referee, did you not see where he hit me in the face? Yeah, he did, but it was after he took that extra. He kind of lost his balance.
Yep. Just kind of an awkward play. Tough sometimes to call, and in that case, I think you're right.
Jackson. That 3 offline for Colin Myers out of Oberlin Fairlands High School, or Firelands High School. Now trying to bring it back, same 2 guys working. Allmeyer trying to create, wants to go to Bruns. He'll take the 3 instead. Good choice. Back to a 1-point deficit as he picks up his 10th point.
Double figures now for Allmeyer, and continues to shoot the 3-point shot pretty well. And that's, again, a nice little ability to have in your back pocket, because he also can go to the basket if the defender comes out on him.
I love about that, though, is that was his second choice. He wanted to make sure that he could feed inside. And it's a smart play, too, because there are a couple of guys down low on the Wilmington side and looking right at Andrew Russell, who's got a pair of fouls. They're able to put one of those guys on the bench. It's big going forward for the second half.
Well, you mentioned looking down inside. The defense sees your eyes. So if they think you're going to throw an entry pass, they're already collapsing a little bit on Bruns, and then that just gives you another half step where you can, okay, I'm going to shoot it, pull back, give you a little bit more space to get your jump shot off, a little bit uncontested or unchallenged. And these guys are good enough. If you play a game of horse, I mean, they could drill shots you won't believe. And you see them out here before the game, they're shooting 30-footers just like it's a layup for most of us. It's just the strength and the ability they have just to casually shoot jumpers.
That's taking into account I could actually make a layup.
Well, for the most, I mean, they do it so effortlessly. It's strength. I mean, this is a big. It's Division III, but it's a step up from any high school level you can about play. So this is competitive physical basketball, and it's hard to believe Division III, Division II, Division I, how much bigger, faster, stronger Division I can be. And I think this is high paced, and guys are playing hard, fast. There's a lot of hard screens. It's you got to be well trained and athletic or conditioned to compete.
Polar Bears with a deep 2 off the back of the rim for Ty Staten. And they hit the back of the rim and the backboard right together. He's now trying to make him pay for it as Wilmington down to the final 3 minutes of the first half. What a runner with the sky.
Like I said, he can do a step back jumper, take it to the rim, or in your case, kind of a baby jump hook. Bottom line, he knows how to score.
Not that full X Simpson running hook yet.
No, but he can finish well.
Polar Bears are not able to create the kind of space that they want right now. See if they're able to do it here as Allmeyer.
Yep.
Playing a little too fast. We talked about pushing the pace and the keys to the game. But it's not exactly what I wanted.
You're looking at how Mansfield was looking at us?
Looking right at Jeffrey's face. He's standing right in front of us, and when he walked by,
yeah, looked right at us.
There's no camera from behind, but he walked by and kind of did the eye raise. We're playing at a pretty good pace.
Yep, he's getting his breath, that's for sure. You know, they take their advantage. You know, there's a stoppage of play. It's time to get your air back.
So a 4-point lead for Wilmington as Northern back on the offense. Into the corner, great spot up shot for three, boom.
Like I said, you see a guy with a stationary shot. I'm not saying it's automatic, but there's a high chance that shot's going in. That time Grady able to catch, shoot, stationary. Didn't have to go off the dribble. Statistics show you shoot better stationary than you do when you're moving.
It's only his 9th game he's played in this year, averages 0.8 points per game, but able to get it to go down. And that is where Northern has been able to, whether it's what you planned or not, they've been able to use a lot of extra guys. As Jackson with a step back as his shot clock is at 2.
Again, pretty well defended. I mean, what else you going to do? Jackson, good lift off the dribble, and you just got to tip your hat to him in that case. He's hit a variety of shots so far this first half.
Coming up here in just a few in the half, we'll get Coach Bensman's reaction about this first half for ONU. We'll also talk to Ohio Northern All-American runner Ian McVeigh. All those things coming up as the OAC game of the week here in Ada. The lefty shot off the bump, kind of going to his right for Abdul Canoe.
Almost could have drawn a foul against the Polar Bears. There was some contact, but Canoe, a good step to the basket, beat a couple of Polar Bears and kissed it off the glass. Used that bankboard as his friend and scored his 4th point.
ONU has not really been bothered by the shot clock. There's another steal, and
I thought Canoe got it. I thought Lewis got hit, but Canoe was there to follow up the offensive rebound. So that makes that blow to the head a little less painful, as Lewis's miss is rewarded by a Canoe offensive stick back. 7-point lead. Quickly, it was just 1 point. Now it's up to 7. Another Polar Bear turnover. So the Polar Bears right now struggling here as we close out the first half. And as Michael mentioned earlier, we will get a word with Coach Bensman here at halftime. 27 seconds left. And the Polar Bears have competed, but Wilmington now in a nice run here of their own. Open up a 7-point lead. Ohio Northern is not led. Wilmington is led from the tip. Shot clock is off, so Wilmington has the ability to go into halftime no less than 7 up. Jackson with the basketball. We've seen him, like I said earlier, score different ways. And he has the ball with the final 7. I assume he'll probably keep it. He does, and he scores. It goes off Allemeyer. And a good ending to the first half for the Wilmington Quakers here from Ada, Ohio. They finish on a nice run and have a 9-point lead at halftime, 39-30. As we mentioned, not only will we have Coach Bensman, we'll also be talking to Ian McVeigh, All-American track star here from Ohio Northern. So we will take it down to the court now and interview Coach Rich Bensman with Michael Hearn.
39-30 Wilmington at the half here with Coach Bensman. Coach, again, I just told you, I'm impressed with how you're able to get out of the way of those big guys coming your way.
Yeah, I still got a little quicks on, you know. I didn't want to get rolled over. They were coming
trying to show
pretty
your
fast.
defensive slide.
No, I was trying to get out of the way. That's self-preservation right there.
you don't hang around that long without being able to do that.
No.
You look at your guys' first half. That game seemed like everybody's a little more worn down. It was played with kind of a frantic pace.
Yeah, that's kind of the style that they play. They're going to pick you up, try to speed you up. Our guys have got to learn the difference between getting sped up and also a couple of reverses, but still have that aggressive drive. We still want to attack the basket, but you don't want to get sped up. And there's a difference. And a couple times we did a great job of moving the basketball and then attacking the basket. Other times we got sped up a little bit.
We've talked about, you talk about your keys to the game, about making shots. You guys were able to do that for a little bit, but kind of struggled to create your own shots at times.
Yeah, that's kind of been our identity, and we got to just have confidence when they shoot the basketball. That's one of the things I get, a little upset over some of the effort-related things, but those are kind of things that I always say, be confident when you shoot the basketball. So hopefully, a couple more of those fall.
Three-point shooting, not really good percentage-wise on either side. Is that a thing you guys are concerned about going forward?
I think that's just the nature of work. We're picking up and guarding a little bit, and I think they are too, and that's probably why that is that way.
What kind of adjustments do you guys have to make here going in the second half?
We just got to value the basketball a little bit more and not get careless turnovers. And we have to play inside-out basketball. We have to get some touches with our big guys. And if that's not from the strong side, then we got to get it from the weak side.
Best luck to you guys in the second half.
Thank you, Mike.
Back in just a few here at Ohio Northern University. It's 39-30 Wilmington here on NKT Sports.
A member of NCAA Division III, the OAC features outstanding educational programs in a small class setting, while offering competitive athletic opportunities in 23 sports. 10 private colleges and universities form the OAC, the nation's premier small athletic conference. The Ohio Athletic Conference, where a proud history meets the promise of tomorrow.
Introducing NKT.TV, a brand new solution for the cord-cutting generation. With NKT.TV, viewers enjoy viewer-specific programming with the ability to pick and choose the channels you wish to subscribe to. Missed brush pile fishing this week? Catch it on NKT.TV, along with all your other Pursuit Channel favorites. NKT.TV offers dozens of network and channel options for you, the viewer, to choose from. So go ahead, cut the cord, and get everything you want with nothing you don't. Visit NKT.TV today. What is the best way to reach your customers? Have you tried traditional marketing and fallen short? Use video marketing from NKT Productions. It's effective, economical, and it can be used across multiple devices. Capture your customers where they spend their time most, on TV, websites, email, and social media. Don't miss your chance to show the world how great your business is with video marketing. Experience the power of video marketing through NKT Productions. Meet with one of our experienced media agents to learn more.
Back here at halftime, it is 39-30 Wilmington over Ohio Northern. Joined by Ian McVeigh, now All-American runner here at Ohio Northern University. And you kind of get to that point, that's got to be nice to hear. That forever will be in front of your name, All-American.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome that once you get that status to know that you're always an All-American.
I'm always curious about where are you actually from?
I'm from Stowe, Ohio. It's about 10 minutes north of Akron on the other side of Ohio.
How did you decide to pick Ohio Northern for running?
So when I went through the college process, I've learned that I like small campuses. So I came out here. I wanted engineering. It's a great engineering school. I met with the coach. I really liked the coach. So those were two big things that really helped me. Small campus, good coach, great engineering program.
Do you have a favorite race? You get geeked up for a little bit more than the others?
Yeah, I would say probably my favorite race is probably the 5K.
Just because it's longer? Because it's more of a chat, like an endurance?
Well, so like in cross we run the 8K, and then in the track I come down to the mile or up to 5K, 10K outdoors. But I think 5K is a good mix of speed and endurance.
You look like you just pretty much know. Is that right? That was right at the end of one of the races, right?
That was at the end.
You just knew that one was going in your win column?
Yeah, that was at the end of Nationals last year.
You get obviously kind of a smaller experience. You talk about a smaller campus here at Ohio Northern University. I think what's great about this place, and maybe you can talk about it a little bit, is how close-knit everybody is, and there had to be a huge celebration when you won.
Oh yeah, for sure. So, being in a small campus, our team I guess isn't the biggest, but we have a good group and we're very close. So we're always excited when we do well.
What do you plan on doing with your engineering degree? Is it you have your engineering degree you're getting?
Yeah, so I'm graduating with a mechanical engineering degree in May. So my plan is to land a job in that field, and probably automotive if I can. So
I'm always curious too, with being able to look at your credentials and say, all right, I've accomplished things in running. Have you ever thought long term maybe coaching?
I mean, maybe down the road. It's not really, I guess, my first thing out of college I would do, but you know, I could see probably down the road when he comes back.
Do you have anything? You guys have anything coming up? Running wise?
Yeah, so we're racing this Friday in Findlay and Saturday, and then we will be here next weekend for our Joe Banks invite.
Hope the weather gets a little bit better for you.
Yeah, it's kind of crappy outside.
I was noticing that earlier on. Did you guys have practice today? Because I know there's a lot of things going on today around the campus.
Yeah, so we ran outside today. We just had some easy miles, and it was a little slushy and a lot of puddles to dodge, but we were out there.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us for a couple minutes. Best luck this week.
Thank you.
It is halftime again. It's 39-30 Wilmington. At the break, we're back after this here on NKT.TV Sports.
Are you looking for an exciting career? Tired of a job doing the same task day in and day out? Ferguson Construction may be right for you. Now hiring all positions and skill levels, Ferguson Construction offers best-in-industry wages, full benefits including medical, dental, and vision, and an employer-matched 401k. Ferguson also provides reimbursement for tradesperson certification, so there is no limit to the amount of growth you can create in your career. Log on to ferguson-construction.com or call to get started on your path today.
The Hometown Opportunity website is a great option for us because we can post all of our positions out there. We can then link our application to that website and they can apply directly online for any of our positions we have posted.
They make it really easy to apply to several careers, and within a week I was able to find one that fit me.
I recently re-entered the workforce, and Hometown Opportunity helped me find a job that matched my skills and my family's schedule.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
A member of NCAA Division III, the OAC features outstanding educational programs in a small class setting, while offering competitive athletic opportunities in 23 sports. 10 private colleges and universities form the OAC, the nation's premier small athletic conference. The Ohio Athletic Conference, where a proud history meets the promise of tomorrow.
Introducing NKT.TV, a brand new solution for the cord-cutting generation. With NKT.TV, viewers enjoy viewer-specific programming with the ability to pick and choose the channels you wish to subscribe to. Missed brush pile fishing this week? Catch it on NKT.TV, along with all your other Pursuit Channel favorites. NKT.TV offers dozens of network and channel options for you, the viewer, to choose from. So go ahead, cut the cord, and get everything you want with nothing you don't. Visit NKT.TV today. What is the best way to reach your customers? Have you tried traditional marketing and fallen short? Use video marketing from NKT Productions. It's effective, economical, and it can be used across multiple devices. Capture your customers where they spend their time most, on TV, websites, email, and social media. Don't miss your chance to show the world how great your business is with video marketing. Experience the power of video marketing through NKT Productions. Meet with one of our experienced media agents to learn more. Are you looking for an exciting career? Tired of a job doing the same task day in and day out? Ferguson Construction may be right for you. Now hiring all positions and skill levels, Ferguson Construction offers best-in-industry wages, full benefits including medical, dental, and vision, and an employer-matched 401k. Ferguson also provides reimbursement for tradesperson certification, so there is no limit to the amount of growth you can create in your career. Log on to ferguson-construction.com or call to get started on your path today.
The Hometown Opportunity website is a great option for us because we can post all of our positions out there. We can then link our application to that website and they can apply directly online for any of our positions we have posted.
They make it really easy to apply to several careers, and within a week I was able to find one that fit me.
I recently re-entered the workforce, and Hometown Opportunity helped me find a job that matched my skills and my family schedule.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
A member of NCAA Division III, the OAC features outstanding educational programs in a small class setting, while offering competitive athletic opportunities in 23 sports. 10 private colleges and universities form the OAC, the nation's premier small athletic conference. The Ohio Athletic Conference, where a proud history meets the promise of tomorrow.
Introducing NKT.TV, a brand new solution for the cord-cutting generation. With NKT.TV, viewers enjoy viewer-specific programming with the ability to pick and choose the channels you wish to subscribe to. Missed brush pile fishing this week? Catch it on NKT.TV, along with all your other Pursuit Channel favorites. NKT.TV offers dozens of network and channel options for you, the viewer, to choose from. So go ahead, cut the cord, and get everything you want with nothing you don't. Visit NKT.TV today. What is the best way to reach your customers? Have you tried traditional marketing and fallen short? Use video marketing from NKT Productions. It's effective, economical, and it can be used across multiple devices. Capture your customers where they spend their time most, on TV, websites, email, and social media. Don't miss your chance to show the world how great your business is with video marketing. Experience the power of video marketing through NKT Productions. Meet with one of our experienced media agents to learn more.
Back here at Ohio Northern University OAC Game of the Week, which, by the way, you could interact with us on Twitter using the hashtag OACNKT. You can always find us as well as we look at the halftime stats here. We talked about keys to the game, and you heard Coach Bensman speak a couple of minutes ago about controlling the pressure and making your shots. Ohio Northern not really going to be happy in that category, Jeff. 11 of 29 from the field, 3 of 10 from 3. They did, however, shoot 5 of 8 from the free throw line.
Yeah, that was a somewhat good news, if you will. The turnovers, again, just still too many. You can't give up possessions, and you know they're right there in the end of the half. Those last few possessions just gave up points, and it was a one-point game. Now you're down 9. Still a lot of basketball to go, don't get me wrong, but you know Wilmington's a good team. You hate to give them the extra chances and the easy opportunities. Had some breakdowns on defense, and Wilmington, you know, took advantage of it, and that's maybe the difference between 10-6 and 4-13 right now. So Wilmington, you know, a good first half for them, and have not yet relinquished the lead. They've led from the opening tip.
Couple of ties, but Northern not able to crack into that as Deshaun Jackson, the leading scorer in the game, with 11 for Wilmington. Austin Allmeyer with 10 for Ohio Northern. So Allmeyer, Donner, Bruns, Unruh, and Staten, the 5 on the floor for the Polar Bears.
Wilmington has done a nice job limiting the touches. Bruns has been able to really get. He's averaging 20 points a game. Has not had many looks. Just the 3 points for Bruns, Polar Bears leading scorer.
Jackson will show the basketball, try that floater off the glass again.
When in doubt, shoot it, and he's hit some acrobatic shots today. He's one of 3 Quakers in double figures. He's their leading scorer, just under 17, so he is a shot maker, he is a creator. He's almost open probably when he walked off the bus. But,
perhaps most importantly, he's 6 of 9 from the field as the take an inside little short jumper in between, like you talked about the first half for Staten, between the glass and the rim. The second put back by Bruns won't go either. And the Bears kind of struggling right now as they start this second half. Working off the glass again. Everybody trying the Scottie Pippen shot now. Kevin Lewis not able to get it to go. That, kids, by the way, means you just use the glass from any angle on the floor. Allmeyer wants to go inside to Bruns.
The bang board can be your friend, and I think a lot of times it is your friend. I don't think a lot of kids realize it can be your friend.
They said the square is there for a reason.
Yeah, it is, and it can help you, especially in close.
Shot clock now becoming an issue for the second straight possession for ONU. Oh, on the step back, goodbye. 1 second left on the shot clock, on the shot block.
Abdul Kanu, I mean, really making a statement. And it doesn't not reset, so there's just, like you said, 1 second on the shot clock.
It's got to be a throw to Bruns.
So it'll almost have to be a B.J. Hamilton, a second authority block shot, if you will. And, you know, it's easier to block those shots when you know how Northern has to turn and let it fly, so no risk at going up with the jump shooter. And Hamilton,
my goodness,
only averaging 4 points. He's started now in his past 7 games, so he did not start earlier in the year. I believe you mentioned that earlier, but making a positive impact. And
Jackson with a beautiful backdoor set, at least to put it up. B.J. Hamilton not able to get it to go, probably because there's a 6'7" gentleman in his way.
Well, it was 6'7" gentleman that plays more like, 7, if you will, because of the ability to jump and time and block shots.
He's got that freakish length. He's able to...
and the orange shoes.
Right, and the bright orange shoes. That's what makes him stick out. The bright green shoes on the other side are nice too. Out to Bruns. Got to maybe get his hands on the basketball as he steal and to the layup. Great move by Lewis.
A lot of speed there, the scoop and the score, and boy, he timed that well. Another pick, this time it's by Kanu.
Here's the lob to Lewis for 2, and I would imagine a timeout has to be pretty soon. This lead that was 7 has ballooned to 15.
A rough start for the Polar Bears. Not how you want to come out. The first half kind of ended ugly as well. The second half's not starting much better. And taking a look at here, that pressure defense.
This is the first of the
Lewis. And then they get a turn around, do it right again, and
there's the end on the backdoor lob.
You know, and one thing, they put a lot of pressure on, and it's easy to sit here and for you and I to say, well, here's what you need to do, Northern. It's hard on the court, but I tend to believe that offensive players, for some reason, stand. How many times have we seen Wilmington create a steal standing still? They don't. They're moving in the passing lanes. If the offensive players on either squad would step to the ball, almost act like you're the defender. Why wait for it? The game's too quick. There's too many good athletes on both these teams that I often refer to it as, if you put a $100 bill in a basketball, would you wait for it to come to you, or would you go after it? Now, again, that's easy to sit here and be an armchair quarterback, but I just tend to watch, why is the defense always moving to the ball and the offensive guys are standing still? Don't know, but seems like teams that move and go to meet the pass and have offenses that, are in motion and can do that, they seem to be more successful, eliminate the turnovers, and those are the worst case turnovers right there where there's no chance to defend. It'd be better if instead of throwing the ball across court, turn around and throw it to Dr. Bates' band, because at least you can come down and play 5-on-5 defense. It's teams don't do that well against 5-on-5 defense. They do pretty well scoring layups. We've seen 2 of them here, uncontested. Those are shots that these guys don't miss. So, it's one of those things. If you're going to make a turnover, travel's better than a bad pass. Dead ball. Let's go down, play 5-on-5 defense. It's the cross-court passes that the fast teams get a good beat on. They force you, they pressure you. You can't see the court clearly. You chuck it, they intercept it. It's a foot race, and you're not going to catch it.
My question is, what kind of shooter do you think Mr. Bates is? He's got to be a slasher.
I'm sure he
can get to the rim.
I know he plays good drums. And more impressively, when they play Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine, it's a crowd
He's
at least
active.
my
He's
favorite.
active.
He does. He gets involved with the students, and not sure if he's playing tonight or directing, but I'm sure he's multi-talented with the instruments. So
there's a lob of Bruns just up underneath the basket for 2 of the foul.
Well, that's a good timeout, if you will. When you come out, it's never more deflating when you call a timeout, when you come out and you have, let's say, a dumb turnover, but a well-passed ball that lets Bruns get it and not let the backside defense come up and make a play on it. 3-point play, 6 points now for Bruns.
So the 72% free throw shooter able to go 3 of 4 so far. He needs to get going in the scoring. Jackson is just playing at hyper speed right now in front of everybody else as Wilmington takes some time off the clock. The shot clock has not been an issue with them because they've been able to get a handful of shots even late to go. That's thrown through 3 different defenders right in front of us. Down to 5 from 3. That shot pulled down by Bruns off Jackson's miss.
Well, chance for Ohio Northern. You're not going to get all 15 or so points back in one possession. You got 3 last time. You get a miss from Jackson, who's been shooting very well. Now's a chance for Ohio Northern to, make a basket here. It's going to take a couple possessions, a lot of time left, but boy, look at the stats here. 13 turnovers for the Polar Bears, and a couple of them have come here in this half. And for Wilmington, they've converted those turnovers into 20 points. Very similar to what they had in the first matchup, where Ohio Northern had a number of turnovers and Wilmington was able to capitalize. And they're capitalizing again tonight. Although this time they give it back, but that's been the key to this kind of outbreak, this spread in the game where Wilmington's been able to capitalize. Credit to their defense and court awareness.
Bruns tried that 3. That's not really his game. The bench mob thought that was going in as he mismatched inside at times. Go back down to the post. Little hook shot for 2.
That's more his strength right there, the turnaround jump hook. And that's a tough shot, but when you're up in the air, it's kind of just a soft touch. But I mean, it's a touch shot. Did not use the bank board, so 5 points for Bruns here in the second half.
As he was screaming out the defensive cadence, the offensive player in Peyton Smith decided, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and drive right around him. Peyton Smith and my dad share a birthday, October 5th. So now right back the opposite way. Smith back on the defensive end. I have a feeling, just called an inkling, that a lot more of the offense is going to be running the post here for the Bears, and maybe specifically as this time around it'll put Donner at the line. But Bruns is going to get going here in a second. If you're rooting for Ohio Northern, you watch this game, what he normally does, you see this foul from behind, just enough of a reach, but he's got that kind of game. He's not going to be held back the whole time.
Yeah, plenty capable of putting some points on the board. And, but what's difficult is getting him the ball at times. Wilmington's aware of that. He's a 4-year player. He's not going to surprise anyone anymore. They can key on him a little bit until the other guys start making shots at high percentage. Wilmington say, hey, we're going to pressure the ball. If you get it to him, great, but chances are we're going to make it so difficult you don't have time, or we're going to force you into something that you rush. So good free throws there by Donner.
And it's so important, too, because you said you can't get them all back at once, meaning the 15-point then differential down to 10. But you can do yourself a big service by doing it with the clock stopped. Yes. The other problem, the 3 up and in the bottom of the net.
Yeah,
Will Patrick.
And what Wilmington's done a nice job so far. You think Northern's getting a little bit of a run. Back-to-back possessions, they've scored baskets. So they've kind of...
Make it again. Jackson stripped on the way up by Allmeyer.
That's a good play by Allmeyer. A break for the Polar Bears, but Wilmington's answered with buckets of their own, 1 or 2, and another one you mentioned, a 3-point basket. So it seems like when Ohio Northern, you think, okay, they're at home, they get a big plays. You see a nice hands, and yes, off the leg of Jackson, but Wilmington's answered. I mean, they're on the road, and they've come back with some big buckets. So
Allmeyer 4 of 7 from the field. He's 2 of 4 from 3. Great pass back out over the top of the defense for 3. On the bottom of the bucket for Sean Grady. He's hit 2 shots tonight. They're both from downtown. He brings the game back to a 10-point lead.
1 of 6 from 3-point range coming into the game. You mentioned just playing his 9th game so far, so.
Baseline jumper on the opposite end. Up and in for Colin Myers.
His first 2 points. Ohio Northern gets a rare 3, if you will, from Grady, but then the Quakers come right back and get the first buckets of the game, first points by Myers. So, gentlemen, they don't get a lot of scoring out of it, able to connect. And
Allmeyer took that NBA step off the screen. not able to get it to go. Is right in front of us, Andrew Russell, who's got nearly as many high school letters with 3 as he does siblings with 4 with a basketball. Here's a deep 3, feeling it. Heat check.
Boy, the Quakers have done a nice job. They have not let Ohio Northern get any runs. They've just played consistent. They haven't gone many possessions without scoring, and you know that's at plus possessions we talked about, are positive possessions.
Great ball fake from the elbow up and down for Daniel Unruh.
That's almost a rarity anymore. Pull-up jumper from the elbow. You know, it's either 3 or put my hand in the net. So Unruh, a nice pull-up jumper from the elbow, and back in my day, that was the shot you took. There was no reason to shoot outside 15 feet.
And a 30-second timeout for Wilmington, and you know it's so important Ohio Northern can get it down to 8. They can get it, but all of a sudden you come back down. You said you make the mistake, you're paying for it. Back-to-back 3-pointers, you get one of your own, but you can't continue to just play negative possession, -1 every time.
And Wilmington has not allowed that to happen. Coach Hunt has done a nice job. His team has been very controlled, and although they've played at a fast pace, they've hit the shots when they've needed to, and you know it won't take much. A lot of teams, when these runs happen, teams will just go droughts, multiple possessions without scoring. As you see runs there.
That's the goaltend to open the game. Now another quick feed inside. This was it was about 10-4 at that point. You see this. This was to keep from it being a 4-point game. He was just able to get into the post as the true shot block almost took out the cameraman. Wilmington right now 24 of 44 from the field. They're 4 of 12 from 3. Northern is 15 of 39 and 4 of 15. But it's late. Lately they've gotten a couple to go. They're going to try to maybe create something from the outside inside. 3 from the other side. Bruns tried to fight for it, but the Quakers too fast as they now zoom through transition. See if they go back to Mansfield. Nope, 3 from the wing. Offline for Russell. 81 career starts coming into tonight. He's another one of these guys for both of these teams. There's a handful of them who have been around for quite some time.
Most of these guys are 4-year players, if you will. Division III, you're coming here for your education, and you're going to play all 4 years. I don't know many D3 players, one and dones, but it's still competitive basketball. These guys it's a lot of work. They're getting their education here, and pretty smart school, if you will, for these universities. You've got to have it together, and it's tough to go on the road and play hard and the long bus ride home and back to class tomorrow. So
about 120 miles back to Wilmington.
Just over 2 hours.
Just over, yeah. Right down. Oh, that's just a fantastic take by Mullins. He only averages 2.2 points a game last year, but he has gotten on fire at times. Just able to will himself down underneath, and he draws the foul.
Yeah, I always think it's a tough break. You know, Grady's playing defense, just trying to backpedal a little bit. And it's one of those deals where the offense jumps into my mind, the defense, but, you know, I'm not saying it should have been a charge, but it's like the offense jumped into Grady, and Grady's just trying to backpedal. And
just here in front of us, yeah, Grady's still worse for wear.
Just kind of tough break, you know. So it's not like he was under control, wasn't trying to block the shot, just sort of like, I'm just backpedaling, just trying to play hands up defense like I was taught, and then boom, I get banged, and foul gets called on me.
It'll be Kevin Austin stepping on the end line when he was trying to make something happen in the back right corner.
Well, it's a 13-point deficit you mentioned for the Polar Bears. Can't get it all back, but you're getting down to where you have to have minor goals, you know, maybe under double figures, get it single figures by this mark, that mark. But for Wilmington, it's also a gauge. You know, you feel comfortable now, but you can't let off the accelerator. You've got to keep the throttle down because it doesn't take long for the Polar Bears to get back into it. Another strong, aggressive move there by number 3, Patrick, and he's going to have free throws coming up, but you want to play fast but under control, as you see the replay.
He's put
here.
4 defenders on his way there. That's such a big move. It's almost a shame he didn't get it to go. He's got, it almost looks like his shoes are camouflage. He knocks down the first free throw, shoots 72% on the year.
Definitely don't see the what I wore, the Converse weapons or the
they're Kyrie's, that's why.
Yeah, there's if it's plain, it's not in style anymore. It's got to have some pizzazz.
It's a little flair.
Yeah, it's
got to have your 7 pieces of flair.
And, you know, it is what it is. It's not the shoes I would pick, but I have a son that's all over weird looking, not weird, just colorful shoes. And
that's a bang inside for Donner. And I'm curious to see the replay. I thought that I had seen it live, but when he turned around, he threw his shoulder into the defensive player. And it's a little bit of a fashion show. It's at times you got to look good.
Yeah, it's probably
look good, play good.
Right call, I guess, or maybe a little.
Scott's all about that in the truck. Lost down underneath. That might have been an instance of just trying to play. We see the hole in the defense. We're going to try to jam this one through and a little bit too fast. Austin trying to get it back in. Nobody able there to come help him out.
Yeah, they did get some help in the end. Before that, it was just Grady back there with the only outlet.
There is a line change. The old hockey-style line change is about to come up for Wilmington. They brought 5 guys to the table.
I believe it is. Now, you should know this. I've seen it, and I'm drawing a blank now. Whether John Carroll, I think, does that. The Blue Streaks, they rotate 5 in, 5 out. We've seen them in some OAC games with the Hot Northern. It's not uncommon. It's like minutes-wise, they probably have 10 guys all around 20 minutes or so. That's the luxury you have when you have a deep bench, and they've been good and they're successful.
I was waiting on it. The PA guy here, Mike Miller, does a fantastic job, and he always refers to it as wholesale changes. So Bruns back into the lineup for the Bears along with Allmeyer. This maybe try to add a little bit of a spark, and it's also you have to factor into the equation is watch out in the 5th row. Daniel Donner just picked up his 3rd foul on that offensive foul. So he's got to sit down for a little bit. That ball ended up halfway to the highway.
Yeah, a little too much on it, pass out of bounds, and another turnover. And again, that has been haunting the Polar Bears, not only this game, but this season, as they've had tough goings here after this OAC season.
Runs with a flat-footed block from behind. It's now almost not fair in his family. All the quarterbacks and all the long-arm kids, cannons for arms.
Yep.
Up and inside, that ball smacked away. You could hear it.
See how last play by Hot Northern under the basket, kind of like what I saw from the official. He motioned like everyone went straight up. Everyone's entitled to play vertical basketball. It's like a silo. And
great ball fake.
And I like that they don't just call it, because I feel like sometimes the defenders jump straight up and get penalized.
I don't know how many blocks B.J. Hamilton has right now, but he's got 2 straight in a span of about 30 seconds. There's a foul on Allmeyer underneath. That'll be number 1 on him. Tell you what, the green jerseys, those guys are smiling right now as you see Allmeyer. Yeah, he just sort of reached for the left arm, and when he was trying to procure the basketball, he shoved the guy out of the way.
It looked like he maybe had his arm caught. One of those deals where if the offensive player spins too violently, it's like the old Kevin Love injury for the Cavs a couple of seasons ago. You get your arm dislocated, but foul against Allmeyer, and now another basket by the Quakers as they extend it to 15 or 17.
Yeah, Bruns got caught looking the wrong way, and Hamilton with it. Bruns, stick back, won't go. Altered the 2nd rebound. There's a shot from almost behind the backboard in the corner. That won't fall, and the Bears' keys were to make shots. They're not making them right now.
It's been a struggle. They've not been able to, when you can't score, defense is not much fun to play, and it just kind of is contagious.
Northern 16 of 44 from the field.
Yeah, that's not going to get it done unless you're getting a lot of offensive rebounds and scoring on the 4th try.
Bachman with a rebound, leads out to Bruns, takes it to the basket, around to Hamilton for 2.
Pretty good speed right there.
Terrific job of recognition, really.
Able to handle the ball, doesn't have to do a lot of dribbling, but able to do what's necessary, and
just the last second one.
Strength, yeah, obviously the reach in there, and part of that reach in happens when just the speed. The defense doesn't recognize it, and the natural reaction is to put your arm out, and then it's a foul because your body can't move that quick. So runs in double figures make that now 11. As you mentioned, now the 5th place all-time leading scorer. Did that right away early in the game.
Yes. He'll be 4th pretty soon. But yeah, 5th all by himself. This is a Polar Bears team, 2-6 at home this year at Campoli Court. And again, not a place that they have lost historically. They got to go out and play in Las Vegas at one of my favorite places at South Point Casino. Beat Linfield, Oregon, then turned around and lost to North Central out of Illinois in December as part of the D3Hoops.com Classic. The team coming off of a 102-49 loss to the 20th ranked Capital. They were pretty angry on Friday night from losing in our OAC game of the week last week at home, or on the road rather, as that game came down to the end against Heidelberg. Now the Polar Bears looking to create space, throw up and across. Great bounce pass by Sean Grady, but Daniel Donner, Gianni on the spot. Lead back to 12 at 8:50 to go in the second half.
See what the Quakers can respond with points. They've done a pretty good job not going empty possessions too many times, and an empty possession here would give Northern a chance to get it back into single digits the next trip, but a foul is going to give the Quakers, I believe, a free throw attempt.
Should be, as we take a look. You can follow us on Twitter using the hashtag OACNKT, talking about every game of the week as Abdul Kanu goes to the free throw line. And this will be Jeff's shoe game, just bright white. You can follow me online as well at Michael Hearn PvP and tell me, I guess, if you like or don't the shoe game. Coach likes it. His are a little more calm.
They're also older than 20.
That's a free throw. I wasn't going to touch that. Abdul Kanu out of Columbus DeSales High School.
And I should know this, but both coaches wearing tennis shoes.
Coaches versus cancer, yes. I would imagine. A long throw out ahead. Good run to the floor for Allmeyer. Up off the block for 2.
A dozen for Allmeyer.
The pacing is picked back up. Jackson has not scored recently. He's got 13 points to lead his team, though.
It's been basically, let's say, quiet offensively.
Nice backdoor lob for the slam.
Well, that wasn't Jackson scoring, but his pass.
Kevin Lewis with the throwdown.
Very well designed or set up play, and
that's going to be the highlight for tonight.
That was an excellent job by those two with Jackson and Lewis.
Lewis went exploring and he found the rim, and on the foul, clock stops at 7:55, but no louder two than the dunk. Watch the setup for this. Jackson out high in the left wing in front of us with the basketball. Flips it up, looks away, and Lewis slam jam.
He was right in front of us when he threw it, and I kind of thought, is he going to shoot it? And the way he released it, I thought, that looks like a two-handed set shot that they shot in the 50s, I'm guessing. And I thought, what is he doing? Well, then I realized it was a pass, so it totally caught me off guard. I wasn't looking backside, but it turned out to be a beautiful pass. And
there's another one by Bruns. Great skip across as he is too far underneath, but a bounce pass for Lewis. Saved back in front.
There's one of those, oh my, what are we going to do? As it runs about, ends up in our lap here at the table.
My computer and the camera are in front, and I was debating which one to save. I chose myself. Sorry, Scott.
I'm just checking behind me. The mats the cheerleaders use don't extend behind us, so we would have probably hit the hardwood, I'm guessing.
I was going to choose my computer. They won't like that in the truck.
Still, the Polar Bears here down 13. Time definitely becoming a factor for them.
Allmeyer walked.
Turnover. Quakers, again, they've had so many good possessions, and the defense has forced some turnovers. Again, another Northern turnover.
You know, the problem almost is with that last travel on Allmeyer, he hit that backside screen so hard, and I didn't see if it was Donner or if it was Bruns, but when he came off of it, he was going so fast that when he caught the ball, he just took that extra step. For Coach Casey Hunt, Jeffrey Mansfield, and Will Patrick back in. Coach Hunt, an Ohio State alum in his 12th year, the second longest tenured and winningest coach in program history.
He's taken Wilmington to 2 NCAA Division III tournaments. I believe the only coach in their school to do that. Like I said, they've had some down years over the past 4 or 5 years, so they're now finding themselves kind of where Ohio Northern's found themselves the past couple years, and that's in that top 3 or 4 or 5 in the OAC standings. So a kind of a roller coaster ride for Wilmington a little bit, but now they're beginning to play with confidence and, you know, win some games, and that's ultimately what it's all about.
Three from the quarter, no.
playing competitive and winning games, and they're doing that and having a good season here, and 6 minutes or so away from earning their 11th win.
Browns with a block. Throw back up in top, right back to it. Let's try and see how that goes the second time around. You win that once. You don't take on the 6'8" guy again, I don't think.
Well,
at least I don't.
Shot clock down to 7.
Down to 5 on the crossover, and there's Donner with the takeaway. See, the Bears are in a precarious situation right now. Down 13, they'll come across at 5:47.
Talk about the run that Northern needs to make it. You think it's got to start somehow, or soon. But what you need to do is be able to score, and there's a nice move by Donner. But you have to do that. Now you got to come down here and stop the Quakers, and this is where they've been so good. They haven't allowed Northern to get stops after big buckets on one end and basically keep the double-figure lead. It's, simple math, but Northern needs to get a defensive stop here and then go back to work on offense.
Remember, it's kind of similar to the opening to this half, where Northern went on that run, got as close as I believe it was 7. And then within the blink of an eye, they missed a couple shots, and it was 15.
Yep.
As quick as they got back there, remember it was 2 out of 3 that were from three-pointers for Wilmington earlier in this half, and they went 7, 10, 13 right back up there as the foul and the timeout. Abdul
foul, yeah. And that was on Zero Mansfield, I believe. Our friend that wears the glasses. He was called for the offensive foul. So 11-point deficit for the Polar Bears, and like I said, 5:12 left. If you're going to make this thing interesting, you'd think Coach Benjamin's team needs to start now. And there you see the Quakers huddle. Coach Casey Hunt in his 12th season. I'm sure stressing, let's not get in lackadaisical here. This is basically their game to win. You don't give Ohio Northern any chance. Take care of the basketball. You think about how many layups, how many uncontested layups have Ohio Northern have tonight. It seems like
maybe
I can think
one.
If that. I can think of a lot more for the green shirts than I can for the gray shirts. And that's a way to get a spark. If Wilmington would have a breakdown and give Ohio Northern a high percentage layup or a dunk, let's say, something that gets them excited on offense, that's where the Wilmington Quakers need to be careful they don't lose it right now. This is their game right now. They've controlled it, and just need to be strong and make sure Northern doesn't get that last second half run to make this thing real interesting down the stretch.
Yeah, Northern, you just need to really pacing. I know it seems like we're beating on a point, but that is what the coaching staff told us earlier on, and their whole thing that we use as our keys to the game, where Wilmington wants to get out and play fast. If you're Northern, you have to counteract that. They haven't been able to do that at times, and you've seen that lead kind of ebb and flow back and forth, but there hasn't been really a point where Wilmington has sort of been threatened with being behind.
18 Ohio Northern turnovers so far, and those are resulted into 22 Wilmington Quaker points. So, it's part of the game, but the good teams find ways to minimize or limit that.
34 points in the paint, 13 on second chance.
And I actually thought the foul was on Wilmington.
It was on Unruh.
There you go. Sorry, that's why you pointed to his name on the sheet.
I was trying to help you out.
Well, I saw the replay and I thought, well, there maybe was an elbow that I missed that maybe they would have called aggressive or flagrant or, something like that. But they retain possession.
Jackson with the shot clock at 6 fires one up.
Here the Polar Bears a chance. Nearly they throw it away, but Jackson has had a somewhat of a quiet scoring second half, cooled off a little bit. But a basket here for the Polar Bears, it's under 10, and that's got to be a goal that you want to look at.
Yeah, he's only got 3 of his 13. As Bruns now will try the second time for 3. Same result. And again, he's not a guy who shoots a lot of threes from out there.
40 attempts coming into the game, 11 makes for 28%. But it was a good open shot. Is it a high percentage for him? Maybe not, but you know what? It's a good look, and he...
Kind of one of those makes the defense think, though. As it closes late, doesn't block, but alters the opportunity for Will Patrick to get to the rim.
Here's another chance, though. Northern didn't get a chance last time, or they got a chance, they didn't convert. Another chance now for the Polar Bears to cut it to single digits.
This is Donner for 3. Daniel Donner at 23 minutes a game, snags 7 rebounds and about 10 points a game. That's a big one now because Northern trying to do what Mount Union did to this Wilmington program in their last game.
Score a bunch late and come back. And you mentioned Donner, as there's a triple and another miss. But Donner coming in 25% from three-point range. So a rare three-point bucket for him, but boy, the Quakers get a big response there by Patrick, was it not?
He shoots 34% from outside, the sports management major. And ONU, again, this is the uphill battle. They get up the hill, they get up the hill, they get up the hill, they get to the top, and they get kicked in the face.
Yeah, and Patrick put that kick was the Patrick shot right there. Again, 37%, a pretty good shooter from distance. And again, he misses it. You know, Northern comes down, that other chance now to get closer. So a good answer for the Quakers. Northern definitely not out of it yet, though. 3:20 and 3 minutes, 20 seconds left.
I just got supered as a polar bear. First time that's happened.
So it's a big possession coming up. They're all big. You mentioned earlier, I talked about the OAC, even nationally, how Northern was on the other side of the record, if you will, about inverse. They're winning games, but they worked their tail off. It was competitive. It was close games, and just a few possessions made the difference. And that's, you play almost 40 minutes, and it's going to come down to now the final 3. Who can kind of keep their composure the best, take care of the basketball, score when you have to, meaning with the shot clock, and just play good basketball. Right now, though, Wilmington has earned an 11-point cushion, if you will, but still a lot of time for Northern to come back and make a play, or make some plays.
Each team has got 3 players in double figures. Deshaun Jackson leads all scorers for Wilmington with 13. Kevin Lewis has got 12, but Will Patrick has 10. Northern's
Patrick also has 3.
Allmeyer and Donner each with 12, and Bruns with 11.
So each team 3 players as Allmeyer.
That took an awkward roll.
Yeah, it did. Just missed his mark off the glass a little bit. But again,
Jackson got hit in the face by one of his teammates, by the way. The same young man's got basketball now in Canoe. Great screen for 3. Bottoms up for Will Patrick. He's got 26 as his career high last year against Muskingum. He might not get to that point, but it's not going to stop him from shooting.
Well, those past 2 shots could be the nails in the coffin. He's hit a couple big 3-point baskets. He has 16 points on the game. And
great pass. Almost that hit the shot clock.
And of all things, it gives a chance. The polar bear's right there for the easy tap in, and it's blown dead as it bounces off of the time clock. And now it can roll across the bank board, but it can't touch any supports. A lot of people will think because it hits the top of the bank board, it's out of bounds. That's in play. It's when it hits the supports, the wires, the shot clock, those are out of play.
Will Patrick, by the way, 4 of 6 from outside for Wilmington. As Jackson down to the baseline, draws 2 guys, and a blocking foul on the Bears and Colton Bachman.
It just looks
and Donner.
Yeah, it looked like Donner. I thought he got hit in the face. It looked like a lot of contact, and maybe he was inside the arc. I'm not real sure, but maybe we'll get another look at it here.
He was just outside. I think his feet were still moving.
Yeah, but I'm like, you could be moving. Why? He's standing still playing defense and gets run over. Was he out of control, jumping diagonally, trying to block a shot? No, he's standing there with his arms straight up in the air and gets run over. So just, one of those things. It happens on both sides. I always wonder, it seems like the defenders, you tell them, take charge, take charge. It's like, we've seen some night, but more times than not, it seems like it's a block foul. And what was the defender trying to do there? Just basically stand with my hands up, and the offensive player runs into him. So
just happened to notice there was a lot of talking between Donner and Jackson, and they both came away smiling as they went to the line. Did Jackson, he hit 1 out of 2, and he's got this kind of a half smile on his face. He has worked hard tonight. Look at what he's done on the night. 6 of 12 from the field. Didn't hit from 3, but he did do
everything else.
A little bit of fake out. And Jeff thought maybe he was shooting a 3. He threw that nice lob.
A nice assist. And, in the first half, he had a lot of, I won't call them circus shots, but he didn't hit your traditional jumpers. He had a step back. He had a kind of a floater through the lane, and just, one of those guys that, if you're tie game or down by 1, 10 seconds ago, I'd give him the ball and kind of spread out. I think he could probably, create something on his own and get a shot off. And you think, well, couldn't everyone do that? It's harder than you think because the other guys
should be able to.
But I'm saying the other guys that play defense are just as quick and as fast. And it's hard to create on your own, but he's able to do that.
You see the leading scorers in this game. That one is Connor up and in, and there's the three. That's the second one, I believe.
Yes, Will Patrick. That was his second of two for sure.
It just continues. Is Donner. He's having a nice game. You look at
15 points.
How the season has gone so far. Again, the first time these teams met back in December, it was a 93-84 win. About 120 miles south of here. After tonight, it'll be a game on Saturday against Heidelberg for Wilmington. Look at Heidelberg and Otterbein back-to-back. Those are both home games before they hit the road to Berea to take on the Baltimore Wallace Yellow Jackets. We will be in Berea a couple of weeks from now for our OAC Game of the Week. There's the runner, Allmeyer. The defender waited about as long as I can read that promo.
Well, I talked about there aren't charges called, and there was a good job. I believe it was by 0.
There you see next week's Game of the Week, Capital taking on Marietta.
I believe it was Mansfield that, in their case, held his ground, stood still, and just accepted the punishment. Well, Patrick.
Pretty sure it was Patrick. He was standing there for about an hour and a half. He might have been there at the beginning of the game after the opening tip-off. Down to the final 2 minutes as Northern has ratcheted up their intensity, and also will cost them a foul, as the Bears have had 9 that have gone against them. It'll be on Austin Allmeyer. That'll be his third. The Elida High School product, the marketing major. We'll send Abdul Kanu, the 6'6" sophomore, to the free throw line. First of now 2 up and good.
He's close to double figures as well, so well-balanced scoring again for the Quakers. And Canoe averages 8 points a game. So he's now at 9, and again, the normal 3, if you will. The Jackson, Lewis, and Patrick, they've held up their own offensively, and pretty much almost status quo for the Quakers a little bit here. They've just done everything kind of as I think they planned, or as the averages would somewhat so to speak.
Canoe had a game 2 games ago where they took on Muskingum, where he had 19 points. So this is kind of continuing that trend. He had 8 in the last game, 13 the one before. So he's looking for his 3rd double-figure game in the last 4. On a minute 15, as Wilmington controlling the shot clock. Jackson to the basket and fouled. Did a great job to sprint past the defenders.
Well, Nick, Northern, a little fatigued, a little tired, frustrated, and sometimes late in the game when you kind of see the end is near and you're not going to win, you tend to reach instead of move your feet, and that's what happened with Allmeyer. And Jackson a chance to kind of pad the stats here on well-deserved free throws, don't get me wrong, as he went to the basket. And he now has 15. And
what's kind of funny is I actually did a couple of games. Deshaun Jackson had 28 against Heidelberg, by the way, earlier this year. He's got 5 20-point games. I actually got to do a couple of his games when he played at Springfield High School for Coach Isaiah Carson. And I remember thinking, this kid has the ability to be something special, and you're seeing it here tonight.
Yeah, he's played very well, and he's a tough player to defend. And you know, he's obviously, you know, of all the basketball you've seen to remember, you know, it's amazing how some kids just stick out. I mean, you watch a lot of basketball, you call a lot of basketball. You know, some kids you just see how they play, and that's something that stands out that you remember and you don't forget. Is
Grady up and down on his free throw.
He's had a nice game offensively. Again, playing just his 9th game. Has contributed tonight with 7 points. And at the end of the game, we will also have words with both coaches.
From both coaches. That's coming up here in a few.
You have Coach Bensman on the court, and I will have KC Hunt over
you see
here.
Coach Hunt right there. He's probably going to be a little bit happier to talk to you than Coach Bensman will be to talk to me.
Coach Bensman will handle it with respect. He knows it's a process, and it's frustrating, no doubt, but
Bruns for 3, got it. Finally got one of those to go, and if you could see his face from where we sit, he sort of had that look of relief. Okay, that's great, but we need to get back to business.
Yep. 14 for Bruns, and
3-on-1 into the corner. And the step up, you don't need it right now.
Good decision by Patrick. So the Quakers, though, in cruise control, this is I guess you wouldn't say the victory formation as in football would almost do. They will have to give it up here as the shot clock will run down. And when you're feeling it, you're feeling it.
He said give it up. He said put 3 more on the board.
Patrick with 19.
My goodness.
In the final 11 seconds is...
He shot 5 of 7 from 3 in this game.
Job well done for the Wilmington Quakers on the road. Withstood a challenge from the Polar Bears and ultimately handled the 18-point victory. So congratulations to the Quakers. I'll let
now 11-6 on the year, 7-4 in conference play. Northern drops their 6th straight.
Yeah, 0-11, tough for the Polar Bears, as we again will talk with both coaches, as Coach Bensman will be on the court, and Coach Hunt will come over here with me, and be interesting to see what they say. So a good victory for the Quakers, another tough loss for the Polar Bears, and the season goes on as Quakers stay in that top 4 or 5 of the OAC at 7-4. They entered tonight's game in 4th place, following Capital and Marietta both at 9-1, Mount Union 8-2 coming into tonight's game, and now Wilmington 7-4 will stay in that top 4 position as they come on the road and sweep the Polar Bears this season. Tonight's game a little bit more out of hand, if you will. They led wire to wire, as we will go down to Michael with Coach Bensman.
78-60 the final here with Coach Bensman. You talked about in the opening, we talked about at halftime, making shots. You guys take almost 60 shots, just not enough that would fall tonight.
No, I mean, that's that's the kind of how it's been going a little bit. We got to shoot the basketball a little bit better, handle the pressure a little bit better. I thought we needed to get it inside a few times. I don't think we did a good job of really looking for it or sealing hard enough for it. And then when we did, I think we missed it and we took it away from that because we wanted to play inside-out basketball. So some young guards out there that they're gonna learn, and we're gonna go to work, and they're gonna continue to play hard.
You guys kind of had at times you want to go high lobs from the point, kind of down inside of your 2 big guys. I thought at times they did a really good job of bringing 3 guys, maybe smaller guys down, take that away.
Well, yeah, they held him. I mean, they impeded his movement. I mean, we have a little play where he gets a little back screen, and we have this guy, well, he can't get over to this block because they're literally impeding his movement. So that's tough. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. That's they did do a good job having 3 guys down there and not letting him get to the other side of the block. So, but I'd like to do it basketball smart-wise, but.
3-point shooting, we talk about the half. They finally were able to get that to go. It seemed like a little bit, you guys had to chase them. You had to chase them to stop what they want to do offensively. They're very fast. It kind of just maybe ran out of gas a little bit.
Yeah, they're very athletic, and I think they got ahead of us a little bit sometimes, Mike, on offense, and that's stuff that we got to work on, and probably should have blew a couple more timeouts in there because I had some to give our guys a little bit more rest, and that might have been a good idea. So.
The good news is you guys get another chance to get right coming up here this week.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll continue to get to practice, and again, these kids are practicing very hard. They got great attitudes, and when you're having a year like this, that's exactly what you got to do. Keep their spirits up and make sure that they're working hard and they're practicing hard and they have each other's backs, and they're still still enjoying coming to practice, and they are.
Best luck to you guys the rest of the way.
Thank you, Mike.
We'll go back to the table here from the other side, from Wilmington.
A member of NCAA Division III, the OAC features outstanding educational programs in a small class setting, while offering competitive athletic opportunities in 23 sports. 10 private colleges and universities form the OAC, the nation's premier small athletic conference. The Ohio Athletic Conference, where a proud history meets the promise of tomorrow.
Introducing NKT.TV, a brand new solution for the cord-cutting generation. With NKT.TV, viewers enjoy viewer-specific programming with the ability to pick and choose the channels you wish to subscribe to. Missed brush pile fishing this week? Catch it on NKT.TV, along with all your other Pursuit Channel favorites. NKT.TV offers dozens of network and channel options for you, the viewer, to choose from. So go ahead, cut the cord, and get everything you want with nothing you don't. Visit NKT.TV today. What is the best way to reach your customers? Have you tried traditional marketing and fallen short? Use video marketing from NKT Productions. It's effective, economical, and it can be used across multiple devices. Capture your customers where they spend their time most, on TV, websites, email, and social media. Don't miss your chance to show the world how great your business is with video marketing. Experience the power of video marketing through NKT Productions. Meet with one of our experienced media agents to learn more. Are you looking for an exciting career? Tired of a job doing the same task day in and day out? Ferguson Construction may be right for you. Now hiring all positions and skill levels, Ferguson Construction offers best-in-industry wages, full benefits including medical, dental, and vision, and an employer-matched 401k. Ferguson also provides reimbursement for tradesperson certification, so there is no limit to the amount of growth you can create in your career. Log on to ferguson-construction.com or call to get started on your path today.
The Hometown Opportunity website is a great option for us because we can post all of our positions out there. We can then link our application to that website and they can apply directly online for any of our positions we have posted.
They make it really easy to apply to several careers, and within a week I was able to find one that fit me.
I recently re-entered the workforce, and Hometown Opportunity helped me find a job that matched my skills and my family's schedule.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
A member of NCAA Division III, the OAC features outstanding educational programs in a small class setting, while offering competitive athletic opportunities in 23 sports. 10 private colleges and universities form the OAC, the nation's premier small athletic conference. The Ohio Athletic Conference, where a proud history meets the promise of tomorrow.
Welcome back. I'm Jeff Henchen here alongside me, winning victorious coach tonight, Casey Hunt. Coach, congratulations, great victory. Your team came 2 hours on the road, really never trailed at all tonight. Your team played well, answered all the runs. What more could you ask for from your team?
Well, I was really proud of our group. We had an extremely heartbreaking loss on Saturday. You know, you're up 5 with 29 seconds to go, and you give it away in regulation. And, you know, there's a lot of groups of teams that would have just kind of folded their tents and not been quite ready to play tonight. And that was the exact opposite of what this group did. This guys came out from the get-go ready to go with a ton of energy and enthusiasm. And when we do that with our athletes, we're a problem.
Yeah, you've won now 5 out of 6. Obviously, you mentioned the Mountain Union game, a tough loss, and then to be able to kind of maybe learn from that, if you will, and come up here and play a Ohio Northern team that is desperate for a victory. You know, they are not used to being in this spot, weren't expecting to be in this spot, but they're in this spot. So, you know, they're coming out every game trying to, well, now we're going to knock off a good team above us and try to have an upset win and get our confidence back. And you finished the first half very nicely. It was a close game. You went ahead by 9, I think, at half, and then opened up the second half nicely with a big spread and kind of put the game out of, not really out of reach, but every time Ohio Northern made a couple shots, we thought your guys came back and scored either a 2 or a 3 to counteract that. Never really let Ohio Northern get a big run against your team.
Well, first, and I know every coach in the league would second this and say, Ohio Northern is not your average last place team. When you've got one of the best players in the country to defend and worry about on both ends of the floor, actually, it's a different challenge. But, you know, from our guys' standpoint, I thought the key to the game really was the 5 minutes before halftime and in about the 3 minutes after halftime. You know, closing out halves and finishing halves is what good teams do, and you know, we're trying to get to that level.
Yeah, you did a nice job. You mentioned kind of containing Bruns, good help side defense. It really made it difficult for him to get any open good looks. He ended up scoring double figures, but kind of got a bucket late in the game, but really you held him in check offensively, made all of his touches very well contested. You had 10 guys in your own team score. Again, the big three kind of did what they do. They're tough to stop, and then the other guys chipped in nicely. So again, a nice, well-rounded effort, I thought, from your team. And one reason why you've won your 11th game and you're sitting now in 4th place in the OAC. You got to be happy with that.
Yeah, for sure. We also think we're just going to keep getting better. The one thing I think we've got is depth. We only played 11 guys tonight. I think there's 3 or 4 other guys could very deservedly get on the court. So depth is definitely a strength for us, and we're going to continue to utilize it. But our goal every day and every time we step on the floor, whether it's practice or a game, is just get a little bit better. And I thought we got a little bit better tonight, especially on the defensive end. The things that we did with Bruns is keep the ball out of his hands, really around the basket and around the block area, make everything difficult. And then I thought our guys, as the game wore on, did a great job of not only helping but also getting out to shooters and making all those threes they took super contested. And when you're as long as we are, we can cover some ground on help line and still get to shooters. And I thought we did a real nice job of that tonight.
Yeah, you held up to 38%, 37% field goal shooting. So teams are going to win at 37% unless they're getting a lot of offensive rebounds. You guys rebounded the ball pretty well tonight. You shoot 50% as a team, so again, made it very difficult for Ohio Northern when they did get down to make a sizable comeback. So your team's been playing well. You guys have rebounded a little bit. We talked about the past few years, maybe you were kind of the opposite, kind of maybe in the lower half of the OAC, always trying to work your way back up to where you were. You've been here 12 years. You had some years and you go down. It's like a cycle, but this year you seem to be going the right direction, and your team's playing with a lot of confidence. And of course, winning helps that.
Sure.
And you got to be thinking, we got some teams to, come up against that you can compete with, and you win, you move on, you get a home game in the OAC tournament, right?
Well, that's a goal.
Yep.
Our goal is to, number one, expect to win every time we step on the floor, and number two, let's just keep getting better every day. And I think if we do that, we're going to be where we want to be at the end, and give ourselves a chance to, compete to win this OAC tournament, and that's our only goal.
Well, good luck. It seems like you guys are heading in the right direction. We thank you for your time. Congratulations on the big win, and have a safe trip back south. So thank you, Coach Hunt, and we'll be back to wrap things up here.
Introducing NKT.TV, a brand new solution for the cord-cutting generation. With NKT.TV, viewers enjoy viewer-specific programming with the ability to pick and choose the channels you wish to subscribe to. Missed brush pile fishing this week? Catch it on NKT.TV, along with all your other Pursuit Channel favorites. NKT.TV offers dozens of network and channel options for you, the viewer, to choose from. So go ahead, cut the cord, and get everything you want with nothing you don't. Visit NKT.TV today.
Back here at Ohio Northern University in the final score again of 78-60 in favor of Wilmington. They are now 11-6 on the season. Ohio Northern drops to 4-14. Wilmington will take on Heidelberg on Saturday and Otterbein next Wednesday. Ohio Northern goes northeast to Alliance to take on Mount Union before coming back home to get their rivalry with Baldwin-Wallace started. Let's take a look at the final stats, and not an easy one on the 2nd of February as they go to Marietta. But the Bears now have dropped both on the season to Wilmington, and that's a lot of field goals to be taken in this ball game.
Yeah, both teams about equal attempts. The difference is, the left side of that equation, the numerator in this case, the denominator is about the same. It's 50% field goal shooting. As I mentioned with Coach Hunt, just a small percentage, if you will, for the Polar Bears, not very good. And you look down here at the turnovers again, 19-13. Too many turnovers. It's just given a good Wilmington team too many opportunities where you can't score, and Wilmington took advantage of their opportunities and made Ohio Northern pay for their mistakes.
And you heard from Coach Bensman too a little bit of his frustration maybe about his guys being held through different screens, but that's not always the case when you shoot 22 of 59 from the field. Bears will try to get right before they get back in action. You see a final look at our highlights. We've got more OAC basketball coming up next Wednesday as we are in Marietta for ladies action, and it's been a fun one. Ohio Northern falls 78-60. We get the final look here at our Wednesday night game of the week. We have more than enjoyed being able to do this. You can reach out and find us on Twitter with the hashtag OACNKT. With the Quakers tonight, 78-60 over the Bears. For Jeff Henshin, I'm Mike Kern. Have a great night from all of us here at NKT Sports.